take a little something that y'all can see besides my mug is the damn first thing y'all see. So I'll tell y'all the day of the year that I hated working the most at the prison. Um, and y'all, and I'll take a second. Y'all go ahead. I'll let you guess. Guess. All right, y'all give up. 420. I hated working on fucking 420 in the prison. Uh, for only one reason, and it might have been my own like psychological fucking thing going on in my brain. But 420 is Hitler's birthday. And in my mind, I always felt if there was going to be a race riot or if it was going to kick off, it would happen at 420. See, because in this little city I live in where there was a big like shooting on 420 and apparently has something to do with race or something. The guy was crazy and screaming "Hell Hitler" or something like that. But I always felt like the white boys were going to kick it off and just like have a race riot one day on 420 on Hitler's birthday, and so in the prison too, it's real important to keep in mind you're paying attention to things. Like if I see a white guy with 88 tattooed on him, like my mind automatically jumps to the eighth letter of the alphabet, which is an H. So 80. If you see a white guy with 88 tattooed on him, it means Hell Hitler. And he may have numbers in front of those numbers that mean other things too, right? Like there's a certain amount of words in this. I'm not going to dive too deep off into this shit because it's so negative, man. But there's like a certain amount of letters in this little racist statement that they have about keeping the white race pure, and you might see those numbers in front of the 88, and that's another sign. You see things like ones and threes, or things that are spaced with one space, then two spaces, or one space, then three spaces for A, B, and AC. And there's all these little different things that you got to kind of watch out for and you look out for. But on 420, I was extra vigilant and watching everything that was going on because, it was probably my own paranoia, and I'll be the first to say that, you know what I'm saying? And it never happened, nothing bad ever happened. It was just another day as usual, because normally people want to keep the truth is they want to keep the conflicts down so the businesses can keep going, right? Because there's all these little underground economies that are going on in the penitentiary at all times, and so if there's a race riot, guess what happens? Everything is locked down. Everybody's locked down. Nobody's making money. Nothing is fucking moving. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And by money, I mean stamps and all kinds of other stuff. Something that's like Benadryl is like worth stuff to them in there, it just the weirdest things, that you wouldn't value on the outside holds big value in there, because you will value the little things that you have. But that's the scariest day to me in the penitentiary is 420. I hated working 420s, and other days, like after big sporting events and stuff like that, there was always some little drama popping off about somebody not paying their bills or paying their gambling debts. Like after the Super Bowl, those days always kind of sucked too, for mainly in population. It wasn't as bad as back there in Seg, but let's get it clear. Like if you can be pods away, and if you don't pay your debt, they'll find a way eventually, because people have a long memory and they don't forget. But yeah, anyway, I'll holler at y'all.